Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is Friday. It is April the 22nd. It's National Earth Day. Happy Earth Day to you.
Every year.
I know I do that every year. It's National Girl Scout Leaders Day today. National Jelly Bean Day today, which you would think would be like Easter Day, but
Yeah.
I don't know. National Donate Life Blue and Green Day and National Day of Silence. So all of those things happening on this special Friday. And I'm going to give you a sneak preview. Tomorrow is Record Store Day, and that is why my guest today is scheduled for today. Kevin Smokler has a new documentary that just came out this week, just in time for Record Store Day. It's called Vinyl Nation, and it's talking about records. I'm excited to chat with him all about that. It's coming up in a bit.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. We all know one. It's the actual survey was something that I can't say on the radio, so I'm going to replace Heidi's favorite two words, I guess kind of turned into one word, with jerks. It's a person who's not so nice.
Right.
You probably know which words I'm talking about. A person you can't stand, someone who drives you crazy and wish you'd never see them again. Researchers from the University of Georgia asked 400 people to think of the biggest, and again, I just say jerks in here, in their life, that person's personality traits that regularly be displayed. Things they found most likely to be, the biggest jerks. By the way, middle-aged men were the ones that most likely fell in this category. To be clear, though, they're not the only people who display this. The most common traits of somebody who's a jerk: manipulative, aggressive, and entitled. Those three were the top three.
Right.
Aside from middle-aged men, the survey found half of the biggest jerks in the survey were people who were their ex or their former boss or an estranged family member. That was half. But for 1 in 3, unfortunately, people, the biggest jerks that they know are someone that's still in their life, either a coworker, a friend, or even their current romantic partner. So there you go. Surveys and studies and such brought to you.
So according to that, middle-aged men are entitled.
Uh-huh.
I find that to be a completely different demographic.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. All right. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know? A movie that was filmed in 2015 will not be released until 2115. The movie, 100 Years, this is the title of it, with the tagline, "The movie you will never see," stars John Malkovich and is directed by the people who did From Dusk Till Dawn, Robert Rodriguez. The short film imagines Earth 100 years in the future. And why exactly won't it be released until 2115? Because it's promotion for Louis VIII Cognac, which also takes 100 years to age before it's going to be sold.
Oh.
3 teasers have been released, each showing a different version of like a little vision of 2115. So there's some trailers out there you can see, but we won't be able to see the movie until 2115.
That's bizarre.
Got a feeling I'm going to miss it because, well, I most likely won't be around.
That is so bizarre.
I have a link to that if you want to see it. It's just a marketing thing.
Yeah.
Do you think in 2115 they'll go, oh, hey, this was made just for us?
Yeah.
Or do you think it'll be like, whatever happened to that? Oh, yeah, it was on a hard drive. They got deleted. Oh, yeah. All right. We don't know everything.
Or that format will be obsolete and they won't be able to watch it.
Anybody have a VHS player? I got a beta. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Tom Hanks and Wilson, the Ball, reunited recently. Hanks threw out the first pitch at the Cleveland Guardians home opener in San Francisco. He was joined by a very special co-star from the 2000 film Castaway. Wow. On the pitcher's mound, decked out in Guardians attire, Hanks held Wilson over his head, showing off the volleyball and its signature red handprint and the logo on the other side. Then he placed the ball on the ground and picked up a different ball, and he made it a little toss. It says the ball moved around the field seemingly by remote control, which caused Hanks to laugh. Then he threw the actual baseball to home plate. So there you go.
Okay.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Kaylee Kuko isn't swearing off love, but the Big Bang Theory star is calling it quits on marriage. Been divorced twice now, and the story goes on. Stuff I don't care about. Let's see over here. Kiefer Sutherland holding out for hope for another 24.
I love Kiefer.
The drama ran in 2001 through 2010, plus a brief revival in 2014. In a recent interview, he was saying, hey, story is not over yet. So what does that mean? Well, maybe we'll find out soon. I don't know. It's not in this story. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Burger King has an all-new condiment on the menu. Fast food chain is introducing peanut butter sauce. Yeah, it's not an ice cream topping. It's pairing its new peanut butter stackers and peanut butter fries. Currently, it's only available in South Korea, but BK's peanut butter sauce is made with a combination of creamy peanut butter and brown cheese. That sounds weird. It's one of a number of new items that are popping up in different places. Let's see. 2 beef patties topped with mayo, pickles, cheese, and the new peanut butter sauce.
Ew. Yeah, that
on a
sounds
sesame seed
kind of
bun.
nasty.
Do we have another story I can read? Anything over here? Oh, hey, here's one. Baskin-Robbins is making some changes. 77-year-old ice cream shop is not only tweaking their logo, they're also changing employee uniforms and their packaging to update their brand. They also plan to sell merch. Like what? Go ahead and ask me.
Like what?
Oh, I thought you never asked. Like Baskin-Robbins bicycles. And scrunchies. And bucket hats. That just seems like an odd number of things.
That's okay.
All right, moving on here. The company's unveiling some new flavors. One is non-dairy mint Choco Chunk.
Okay.
Another is called Totally Unwrapped, made with peanut butter and chocolate ice cream, caramel swirls, fudge-covered pretzels, fudge, and caramel-covered peanuts. They call that one a deconstructed candy bar. And a third is the Ubi Coconut Swirl, made with coconut and ubi ice creams.
What is ubi?
I'm glad you asked, Heidi. On here it says a ubi, so I think that should be an ubi, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Ubi is a purple yam commonly used in Filipino desserts.
Oh.
So, yeah, all of that stuff. I think it's kind of weird that or kind of interesting. We had 2 weird food stories today for Scoop of the Day.
Yeah.
Both of those quite bizarre. Scoop of the Day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Tomorrow is National Record Store Day, so it's the perfect time to visit with our guest. We have Kevin Smokler. He's got a new documentary, Vinyl Nation. It just came out. Kevin, how are you, man?
Oh, fine, John. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited to chat. Again, tomorrow is National Record Store Day, so your documentary, Vinyl Nation, perfect timing for this. Tell me a little bit about the documentary, and we'll also, in a bit, talk about where folks can find it as well.
Yeah, Vinyl Nation is a 92-minute documentary co-directed by myself and Albuquerque-based filmmaker Christopher Boone. It's all about the 15-year comeback of vinyl records in America, which began in 2007 and continues briskly, furiously to this day. And it's also about the connective power of music on Apple TV, iTunes, and Amazon Prime.
So you're one of the directors and producers of Vinyl Nation, and you had this idea. We got to do a documentary about vinyl. Who in the world do you even reach out to about that? I'm assuming there's probably a lot of collectors, but where do you even start?
Yeah, when Chris and I co-directed it and co-produced it together, and when we started talking about it, all we had was the title. We had Vinyl Nation as the title, and we said to ourselves, well, if it's going to be that, we can't just go to New York, L.A., Nashville, and New Orleans and call it a day. We're going to have to go to a lot of places, talk to a lot of different kinds of people, and really cover the castle with who is responsible and part of this new embrace of vinyl. So we wanted to talk to people who had spent time with vinyl the first time around when it was the only way to listen to music, but also really young people who weren't alive then and were getting into records. We wanted to talk to people who made records, so we got great footage of record pressing plants and record jackets being printed too. And, of course, record stores, musicians, labels, DJs. Those were kind of the big categories. Oh, and parents and kids. We wanted to demonstrate vinyl being passed along between the generations too. So those are kind of the categories we started with, and then we said we had sort of a no celebrities rule because we wanted our movie to be about ordinary people who love records.
I love that. And I can absolutely relate to part of what you were talking about, the whole passing something on from one generation to another. When my daughter was like, 14 or something, she had noticed that we had some records and didn't really know what that was. So we pulled out the record player and played some records. And now she's grown up and living on her own. And in her living room, she has a record player and she has some records, and it just makes my heart smile when I walk in and see that and go, it's really cool that, that's passed on to another generation.
Absolutely. We were so fortunate to find stories of parents and kids who both loved records with equal passion. We had people in our movie who were in their 20s, like your daughter, who we'd actually met through their parents, because Chris and I are both in our 40s, and so we were friends with their parents, but they said, oh, you really want to talk to is my kid who's super into records. And we said, absolutely. The youngest person in our movie is 11 and goes record shopping with his dad. It's a father-son bonding thing they do together. And we got to talking to him. I mean, he's 14 now, but talking to him about records really gave the movie this perspective that records are not just a nostalgia thing for people our age, and it's not just a fashion thing for people in their 20s. Record people really are everybody. And that's the message we hope people walk away from seeing Vinyl Nation with. If you're a record person, we hope you've made 45 new friends seeing the 45 new people in our movie. And if you're not, we hope you're inspired to go out and buy records and meet all your new record friends too.
I love that you have 45 people in the documentary. That is fantastic because, of course, the 45.
Yeah. That was not intentional, but it was a super happy accident.
I absolutely love that. I think it's really cool that just kind of happened as well. Now, again, the perfect timing on this, Vinyl Nation, it's out right now. I'm going to throw a link in the show notes to make it easy for you to find it. But tomorrow is National Record Store Day, so I don't think the timing could have been any better. Kevin Smokler has been our guest. He is the co-director and co-producer of this documentary. Kevin, thanks for your time, sir.
Oh, well, thank you, John. Appreciate it, too. And you can find out more at vinylnationsfilm.com.
Very nice. We'll throw a link to that. And, of course, we'll put links to different places where you can find it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
During the gold rush in 1849, some people paid as much as $100 for a glass of water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they couldn't get a hold of that very easily. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The only muscle that never tires is the heart. Although I feel like my heart has grown tired quite a few times. Fun
If
fact
you
for
think about how hard that sucker works all
it's
day,
always
every day, that's
beating
amazing.
Away. Boom, boom, boom,
Yep.
boom, boom. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you're over 100 years old, there's an 80% chance you're a woman. So only 20% of people over 100 are actually men. 80% are women.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you walked for 12 hours a day, it would take on average 690 days to walk around the world.
Okay.
It's a long way. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In blind smell tests, mothers rated their own babies' diapers as the least smelly, even when they couldn't see them.
Even when they didn't know it was their
They couldn't
kid's
tell.
diaper.
They're like, yeah, this one's not so bad. There's got to be something to that. Several bizarre things right there. A lot of fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for the question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's your question. There may not, let me try it again. They may not be very eager to admit it, but 1 in 8 men have done this in the last month. What is it? They might not be eager to admit it, but 1 in 8 men have done this in the last month. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Shave their legs.
Oh.
Yeah, 1 in 8 men admit to shaving their legs in the last month. I haven't shaved my legs for years. I've actually never shaved my legs. I used to go to school with a guy who was a
why
sports
would
guy.
a man shave his
Well,
legs?
I'll tell you why he did. I went to school with a guy who he shaved all of his body hair. He was an athlete, and he said that actually helped him as an athlete. So I don't know what that means. But I remember when I was talking to him one day, he itched his arm, and I said, "What happened to your arm?" He goes, "Oh, I shaved my arms." And I said, "You do?" And we had this very long, bizarre conversation that I didn't really need to have, but I did.
Okay.
There you go. It's your question of the day. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. 21-year-old Chihuahua has been named the world's oldest dog. Yeah,
Aw,
Guinness World Records has
21.
confirmed a 21-year-old Chihuahua by the name of Toby Keith. He lives in Florida. He is the oldest living dog in the world at 21 years
How do they know for
and
sure
100
how old he
days.
is? Do they open him up and count his
No.
rings?
They checked his driver's license. Gazella Shore of Green Acres adopted Toby Keith from a shelter when he was just a few months old. Chihuahuas typically live 12 to 18 years. The oldest dog on record, by the way, an Australian cattle dog named Bluey, who died at the age of 29 years, 5 months. That was back in 1939.
Wow.
We've had an opportunity on this very program to visit with Burt Ward numerous times. We've talked to him. He was Robin from Batman and Robin.
Yes.
And he's got a dog food brand that they have that they feed their dogs, and their dogs have all lived way, way longer than they usually would live. And they credit a lot of that to the food that they're feeding them. So I think that's really cool. I wonder what this little Chihuahua eats that's living so long. So
I don't know.
It'd be good
Pretty
to know. We
amazing.
could feed our dog that stuff. Some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Heidi, this is the ultimate drinking cheat sheet. You might have heard the thing, liquor before beer. You're in the clear, beer before liquor. You get drunk quicker. Something
Never
like
been
that.
sicker.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Here's some others. Tequila sunrise at morning. Sailors take warning. Okay.
I've not
Hot
heard that.
toddies before whiskey sours dangerously thins your blood within hours. Wow, no, these are not good. This one, rye before vermouth, pass out in a toll booth.
Jeez.
Where do these come from? Appletinis before Guinness, you'll start a small business.
These are so dumb.
I'm looking to see if there's any that are good. All right, how about this one? Cosmos before body shots of sake, excitedly sleep with somebody stocky. Okay. If you want to read the rest of the list, you can. I'm done. Eject.
Jeez.
We're out of here. List brought to you by, very sadly, bettercreditcards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. This is from the movie The Devil Wears Prada. The character's name is Emily Charlton. The actress's name is Emily Blunt. So she was also playing a character named Emily.
Sure.
All right, you ready for this one?
I am ready.
She said, I'm one stomach flew away from my goal weight.
I remember that line actually, and I was thinking,
Yeah.
you know what? I bet that's not a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. Don't do that. It's a terrible idea. That's not a good idea at all. So don't do any of that. All right, that is your quote of the day. I want to remind you, if you come across a quote that you think, hey, this would be a good one, you could submit that at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com. And we just recently had the list. The one today was terrible. Sorry. You can submit better lists, though. That's good. You can do that at the same place. Bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. I think this is just an amazing story. 96-year-old World War II veteran named hometown hero for decades of service. There's a photo of this gentleman on here, and if you would have asked me before I read the story how old you think he is, I'd have guessed him at like 65.
Okay.
He's 96.
Okay. Wow.
He's a veteran. He's been named hometown hero for a long list of services to his country and to his community. Retired Major Ray Furman, by the way, served in the U.S. Army and then later in the U.S. Air Force for 2 decades. But he didn't stop there. He says, fortunately, I could serve my country. When I got back, I was fortunate enough to have good health, and I could serve my community. He went on to say he returned to Sherman, Texas.
Okay.
After fighting for his country, he volunteered with a senior center to help deliver food for their Meals on Wheels. He's 96 years young right now, and he still continues to deliver meals to elderly people in need
awesome
all
is
around his
that?
area. He's 96, and he's doing
Wow.
that. Servants' hearts Servant's heart, like it says, Jesus was a king, but he came to serve. And so Ray epitomizes that, and he's serving even now, said the Hometown Heroes founder. This is what more can you say about that? I love this
That's
story.
pretty great. Yep, me too. That's awesome.
Furman, by the way, says, I don't see myself as a hero. I just enjoy the opportunity to be helpful.
That's great.
A lot of people on their routes became friends, and he says, I might not always know their last name, but I always know their first name. And I can understand that. You do get to know people. And that's the thing that's cool about volunteering and helping. You're doing something good for other people, but it makes you feel good too. And he's 96 years young. He's out doing this. And there's times where you go, okay, what's my excuse? Why am I not doing this? So many good things. I love that story. Isn't that great?
I love that story.
It is fantastic. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening on a Friday.